So I'm talking about gloves today, and I'm going to talk about the gloves I've used for training and for work. And I don't mean like winter gloves. I mean work gloves, training gloves, shooting gloves, that kind of stuff. So I started with mechanics, the impacts, and they're great. They provide good protection. They're fairly durable. And also they provide a level of dexterity where shooting, drawing, that kind of stuff is really a non-issue. If I run into a task where I need to take my gloves off to do the task, that might not be a good set of gloves for me to have for my shooting training stuff and for work. Because if I'm at work and I have my gloves on, I don't have the ability to say, hold on 1 second, let me take these off so I can draw. You just go. And so I need to be also very cautious with my winter gloves that they can't be too big. They can't remove a lot of my dexterity. So I went from the mechanics to the outdoor research overlords short. For the time, these were very expensive, and I think this might be my fourth or fifth pair. This is my last pair. I don't think they make them, and they haven't made them. At least I haven't seen them available for a very long time. I found that these, for me, were the gold standard. These work great. They're like a batting glove. Thin, durable, provide sufficient protection. These also provided enough dexterity where I can load individual rounds into magazines without an issue. So that's kind of nice to be at the range, be at training, and not have to constantly take gloves on and off. Just start reloading mags right away. It's just nice. The problem, though, I ran into with these is because they're discontinued or because they're not readily available, I needed to find something to replace them. Because if you think about it, there are two different ways we can go about something like this. This is a disposable item. This is something that wears out eventually. Yeah, I don't use these anymore. These are kind of my standard that I have put away. If you have something that you think this is it. This is the solution to all of your problems. You don't use them, so you don't wear them out, or you buy many of them, so you don't run out. The thing that's a little bit more feasible is just find a replacement. So I found Victos short shot gloves. I think these are also now discontinued, but these provided a lot of the same features as the Overlords. Definitely a lot cheaper too. And basically I just have them on the loop on a carabiner on my training belt. I also have a pair of these in black for work use. But it just, as a police officer, especially working for a smaller agency, the extent of the manual labor that I might do on a shift goes from 0 to I'm changing other people's tires, we're moving large, heavy, hot, sharp things out of roadways, you name it. So having a bit of protection is a nice thing. And that having that protection, but still the ability to draw and shoot is kind of important. So for me, this is still an ongoing journey. I'm still looking for the latest and the greatest. I do have that gold standard that I found with the Overlords. And yeah, this is something I don't know that everyone really thinks that much about, but I'm just kind of weird that way. So yeah, if you found some really good gloves, especially if they're providing a good level of protection, they're somewhat durable, and they're providing sufficient dexterity for you to load individual magazines, I would be very interested in hearing what you're using. So that's all. I'll talk to you later.